Welcome back to Team G503 for Ron Fitzpatrick and Ron Fitzpatrick Jeep Parts here on YouTube. I am Scott Schiller, your host. Got a really cool video I want to show you in this video. Way back when we first started the project, we were in Aiken, South Carolina at the time, working out of a little garage in Aiken. And I didn't know this, but when George Max, Dave Max's dad, sold the project Jeep that we did here, the 1943 Willis MB, to Ron, and then Ron shipped it from Oregon to me in Aiken, South Carolina, I didn't know that Dave Max's wife, Cassidy, was from Greenville, South Carolina, which is really kind of cool because I lived there for a couple years myself and knew exactly where it was. And so Dave visited me from Greenville during the stay that they had with her family there at Christmas when I first started the project. So Dave got to see it when it was down to the chassis. I got a little bit of video from that video here on the YouTube series. If you want to see the whole show there, that is back in the files. But let me show you this little clip and then we'll get back into it.
Hey, my name is David Max. I'm here at Scott Schiller's shop going over the Jeep project, 1943 Willys. I just wanted to give you a little backstory. I'm from California. My dad is the guy who sold this Jeep to Ron Fitzpatrick Jeep Parts. And I came out here to give Scott a little backstory on this Jeep. This is a photo from about 1975, 76. And that's me as a little kid sitting in that Jeep. This is my dad. And that's the first Jeep he owned. It was a 42 Willys. Right here, this blue Jeep on the side, that's this Jeep that Scott's restoring right now. And my dad purchased that off this old man, actually this old man's son, in 2004. And for about 13 years, that was our family Jeep. And I drove it around the mountains, hunting and fishing and camping with my friends for 13 years, my friends and family. And so I know this Jeep very well, and I'm happy to see that it went to a good family and that it's getting the proper care that it deserves. And I just want to say thank you to Scott for hosting us here and letting me come on the show. And hey, Dad, do a little shout out to my dad and Greg Carafellis at MDCC. George Max, Greg Carafellis, howdy. Wish you guys were here with me. This is a fun project. And Ron Fitzpatrick, thank you for the opportunity to come out here and go over your Jeep.
Okay, so it gets cooler. Now, fast forward a few years, and a couple months ago, I got to see Dave and George Max out there at the Ron Fitzpatrick Jeep Parts meet we had in the open house, which was really cool to see them. We wanted to get the Jeep out there to begin with. It just was too expensive this day and age, and we couldn't do that. So we had this big blown-up poster made with a picture of the 1943 Willis MB there, and we all got to stand in front of it and take pictures. So that was pretty cool. Now, Dave told me at the meet that he was going to be in South Carolina at the end of June, early July. He was going to be visiting Cassidy's family again there in Greenville, and they were coming for a little vacation time in Charleston. So obviously he had to come over, and I'm just tickled that he could. I just think it's so awesome that this Jeep came from way out there in California, his family's hunting camp, and got it all the way to Charleston, South Carolina, and he was married to a girl from here. It couldn't have worked out any better, and no one knew this at the time, so it all worked out really well. So when I was disassembling the Jeep, I kept the little things that were kind of that George and Dave kind of pointed out to me on there, and they got those little prizes that I kind of just, it's little sentimental things. But I kept a jar of something special, and when Dave was here, we were able to film this video, and I want to show it to you now. Check this out. Scott Schiller and Dave Max. Dave,
howdy.
He's taking this episode on. Go ahead.
And we're coming to you live from Charleston,
South Carolina.
Right.
I had to do it, right?
So we wanted to break this Jeep in, as seeing as how it's done now. From the last time I saw it, when it was just a frame.
Yep. Dave was out in Aiken about 4 years ago. Yeah. And he came and visited me there when he first started the project. This was Dave's dad's, George Max's Jeep, 43 Willis MB, that we restored for the Team G503 videos. And George, if you're watching this, hello, thank you so much for selling us this, and it came out okay. What do you think? Did it come out okay?
It's purrs like a kitten. It's amazing.
He got to drive a little bit, and he got to take it around the neighborhood. We don't quite got it registered yet, so we didn't really take it on the highway, but maybe next time. Maybe next time we'll take it downtown Charleston and see what we can do.
Yeah.
Back when I first was taking this apart, Dave, I saved you a jar of dirt and grease. This was from George's hunting camp there. Where was it in California?
It was in Trinity National Forest in Northern California.
Right.
We drove this Jeep for 10 odd years, hunting and camping in it. And so we put a lot of mileage and dirt on it.
And dirt on it. And I kept a jar. I do kind of silly things like that because I think that sentiment and the people behind the Jeeps is a little bit more important than the actual thing itself. I guess you would probably agree with that.
I would agree.
So my idea was when I kept this dirt, when you were in Aiken, you didn't know I did this.
I didn't.
I think I did tell you about the jar because I did write on there Trinity National Forest.
Yeah.
So my idea is that it's been restored and I have driven it and you drove it on the highway, but I have not gotten any dirt on the tires. So I just find it only fitting that you be the person to put the first dirt on the
Scott was
tires.
kind enough to let me take it around the block a few times, and it was amazing. I don't think this Jeep has ever sounded better.
Well,
So,
okay.
but he has given me the honor to put the first dirt on the tire, and I am
Drum
very
roll.
proud and endeared by this moment. So
All right.
there you go, Scott.
Perfect. That is, see, now that's what I'm talking about. Perfect,
I
fantastic.
appreciate the honor
I appreciate
to
you
be able to
doing
break the Jeep in once again.
Yep. And what I'm going to do with that is now I'm going to keep a little bit of it
Yeah.
in a little jar, but I will mail that back to you because
That's
just so you can have
fantastic.
a little piece of your
I'm-
family's hunting.
I'm
kit.
sure my dad will put it on the mantle in a place of honor in our house.
Well, anyway, we'll be signing off. Thanks for
Yeah.
watching the YouTube. Dave, thank you so much
Thank
for coming
you,
all the
thank
way.
you, Ron Fitzpatrick Jeep Parts, for
Yeah,
making this happen.
it did happen.
Yeah.
It did happen. I mean, we were like I said, 99.9%. The only thing we got left to do is I still have to make the video on how to adjust the band on the emergency brake,
Right.
parking brake. And I told Dave about that. He did a great job driving. It was
Yeah.
kind of weird to see him drive away. And I'm not used to seeing. I was, hey.
That was really exciting.
It's
yeah.
fine. Well,
It's
thank
really
you again for
exciting.
coming out and visiting.
Thank you. I appreciate
Anytime,
it,
my
Scott.
friend, and
Thank you.
anytime you want to, you come
Thank you.
visit, and I
appreciate
promise you we'll take care of it.
I appreciate it. I know you will.
Hi, George. Nice
Hi,
to see you,
George.
man.
George
Thanks
and
again.
Greg, and Ron.
All right, we're signing
you
off.
very
It's
much.
like what, 90 here?
Yeah. Thank you very much. We're
All
going to
right.
go have another beer.
Yeah, let's do that.
All right. Take care.
Have a good evening, y'all.
Hey, Dad. Wish you were here. It runs like it purrs like a kid. You guys are gonna love it.
Yep.
Oh. Thanks, Scott.
You got it. So that was awesome. Dave got to drive the Jeep. He got to say hello to George out there in California, and I saved a little bit of that dirt. We saved a bit because we're gonna send it back to George because the family has sold that hunting property and that cabin since then. So we've got a little piece of it that we're gonna be sending back to you, George. Dave there waved to George out there in California. I hope you're seeing this video. Had a fantastic time visiting with Dave and Cassidy here at the house, and we talked until the later hours of the evening. An old guy like me has got to go to bed. So Cassidy and Dave, thank you so much for visiting. Anytime you're in South Carolina, you come look me up. Let's see what we'll do with the adventures will go on, the people we'll meet because of this 1943 Willys MB. Once again, I know it sounds sappy and sometimes I'd be sentimental about it, but my friends, it is not about the vehicles. It is all about the people and their passion for these particular vehicles that I find so fascinating and keeps me driven in doing these videos and these restorations, what we do. If you'd like to follow along with the Team G503 video series, you can do so by clicking that subscribe button down there. You can also click that little bell and you'll get a notification when we release new videos. I know I've been promising you now for the past couple of videos, I was going to get back into the how-tos. Got a lot to produce still for you, a lot to show you. And again, we're going to be taking this Jeep eventually on some adventures now that the world seems to be opened up. All right, y'all, until next time, Dave, George, Max, Cassidy, and enjoy Max out there. Once again, thank you so much. Keep it safe and happy Jeeping.